The main priority, at least for the first half of the year, is definitely the programming exercise. So we're just coming out of an agreement with the Parliament and the Member States in the Council on the new legal basis, on the 11th CDF. So we are now in the programming phase of the different instruments. And I think that will be certainly the main task for the first half of the year. Besides that, we have some very important ongoing debates in the international level, in multilateral, namely post-2015, and all the different streams around post-2015. And the second half of the year will have to cope with the arrival of a new commission, preparing the parliamentary hearings, contributing to the political program of the new commission. From the European side and from the Western side in general, we keep saying, and it's in the treaty by the way, that our objective is poverty reduction, poverty eradication. But very often we don't realize how negative this is seen and understood from the other side. What the populations all over the world want, and what our partner in the developing world want, is growth and jobs. They want exactly the same thing we want in Europe. They want growth and jobs. And the reduction of poverty, or eradication of poverty ideally, is a consequence of that agenda. But of course, this growth and jobs has to be sustainable in the sense of taking consideration of the different resources available and how they can be managed. We have very often seen development aid like something totally outside the rest of what the Commission is doing, what Europe is doing. It is not. It's part of an overall effort to develop Europe for the European citizen, but also to help our partner countries and to have the better possible cooperation with them. And there are many areas where the European Union and the Commission and other services and institutions can contribute to the development of third countries. Think about not only agriculture or fisheries like traditionally, but also environment, climate change, energy, transport, enterprise development. There are all kinds of areas of cooperation where we can be useful to them and to us. We are introducing a results framework into the programming process. It will not be perfect the first year, but it's important that this process is going on and that we are able to show how each euro that European taxpayer has put into the European budget has been used and has contributed to different results. I think that's important. That's important not only for reasons of accountability, it's important also for reasons of public opinion support. So far, development policy is one of the policies that European citizens consider makes sense to develop at European level. And it's important to recognize it, and it's important that even in times of crisis, they continue to think we should do it. But for that support to work, we have to show that this makes sense and that there are results. There are results for the beneficiary populations, for the beneficiary countries, but there are results in Europe as well as an indirect consequence of that effort. Let me give you a very concrete example. Migration. Everybody is extremely shocked, as I am, as you are, all of us. But for what we have seen on television on Lampedusa, it's terrible, it's totally unacceptable. But it's not by police measures or putting more boats in the Mediterranean that we're going to settle the issue. It's a very complex issue. Part of it has to do with creating conditions locally for people, and young people can stay, have a job, have a life, and don't have to threaten their life coming to Europe.